Last one for me, Eric, and that just want to touch base on what you just said moments ago, and that's Brad Treliving's situation. Now, it's been well documented here in Toronto that Kyle Dubas is playing the last year of his deal, and me anyways, thinks that the consequences for, say, not getting out of the first round would be no extension. Where are you or the Calgary Flame fans if, in fact, Calgary misses the playoffs? Could you see a scenario of Calgary missing the playoffs and Brad Treliving signs an extension as the general manager of the Calgary Flames?
Yeah, I could, but I could just as easily see a scenario where Brad Treliving says, you know what, thanks, but no thanks. I'm going to move on and do something else. I think that the ball is 100% in Brad Treliving's court. I don't think he'll be fired, and I don't think that I think if he does not come back, it's not because he's not wanted here. I think it'd be because he decides that the situation here is not something that he wants to continue on with, and that don't forget. I mean, he's got other business interests outside of this, right? His father, has an empire with Boston Pizza, and I personally, I wonder if there's ever a day when he wants to go and kind of take on that.
I can't see him delivering pizzas.
No, that's a good point. You know what? He's not a great driver either. So I don't think that would be a good thing for him. But I think Brad Treliving, I think he's holding the cards, which sounds crazy. I'm not saying he could write his own ticket and they're going to pay him over the top to stay here. I just think that'll be the most fascinating thing about the offseason here for sure, his future.
Okay, I got to follow this up because would the feel be that maybe there's just a different philosophy between Brad and maybe his head coach?
Kyper, you've come such a long way from just being a player who turned into a broadcaster, a journalist. Honest to God, that's a great question. Like, you picked up on what I'm saying about the situation here. There's friction. In my mind, there's no doubt that this is not an ideal situation for this general manager, and maybe even for the coach. The way they've handled some of their youngsters when they're called up, I think there's a different philosophy at play with the two men, and I'm not sure they can coexist moving forward. That remains to be seen. I think that's fair to say.